Back to kick for the Crimson Tide will be number 6, Jacob Plant. Deep to receive for Bedford. We have Colby Snow. And I think Poltrinari will be back there. Little squib kick. And it's covered up front by Logan Sphere. So the Bulldogs will have fantastic field position starting on their own 44-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if that was intended, but it was a line drive kick that hit Sphere right around 45, and he just landed on it. And because, or 44, and because of that, Bedford is in terrific field position here. So we're about to begin first drive.
Looked like it hit the center up back there, and it bounced right to Sphere. I didn't quite catch the number on who it hit, but I think it might have been one of the tight ends.
So Bedford comes out with 2 receivers, both to the left of Michael. Sphere in the backfield. It's a pitch to Sphere. He goes to his right. He's got blocking. Over the 45, picks up about 3 yards up to the 47-yard line. And a tackle right there by number 50 for Concord, and that is Douglas Smith.
I'm told that Doug Smith will be all over the field tonight for the Crimson Tide, one of the linebackers that makes quite a bit of action happen on the defensive side. But Sphere just took that nice, easy toss sweep, went off to his left-hand side, stumbled ahead for 3 yards.
So it's 2nd and 7 here on the Bedford 47-yard line. It's a handoff up the middle to Sphere. He hits bodies, but gets about a yard or 2, gets it up to the 49-yard line, picking up 2.
Looked like he ran right into the back of his lineman there. Unfortunately, stopped his momentum, so it will be a 3rd and 5.
So Concord getting the job done on defense so far. 2 runs, just 5 yards gained by the Bulldogs. This time Michael's going to send his 2 receivers out to the right. Sphere in the backfield. Michael in the shotgun. He rolls to his right, throws on the run, gets his man.
Great catch.
At the 41-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Trying to get the number. That's Gradinskis on the reception.
Yeah, easy little hitch route on the outside, timing pattern. We thought, well, at least I thought it, we would see Joe Michael out on the right side into his strong hand to the field. A lot of room out there. 3 receivers into that set, so we're able to play those different levels, and nice easy pitch and catch to Gradinskis. First down.
10:22 to go here in the first. Bedford's first possession. They get a first down. They're at the Concord 41-yard line. 2 in the backfield right now, and a handoff and a sweep right there. Going to the left. Number 23 on the carry there for Bedford. Dominic Taliaferro picks up only a yard on that.
Yeah, Concord defense did a nice job of containing that. Tagliaferro had a nice little cutback with his left foot, planted that, tried to get up the field to at least get some positive yardage, and was able to at least get a couple yards.
2nd down and 8. They're on the Concord 39-yard line. Same formation, 2 receivers right. Michael rolling right. Sphere blocking for him. He's got plenty of time. Looking downfield. He's going to go for it. Downfield. The pass.
And he's out.
And a great catch there by Taliaferro, but he was out of bounds.
Man, he had him open at least 2 seconds before he let that ball go. So that's what we call a smash route. The outside receiver in Gradinskis stops short. He runs that hitch. And then you have Tagliaferro, in this case, running a corner route above him. So you have those 2 different levels to choose from. And Tagliaferro was honestly wide open well before that ball was released.
So an opportunity on the wayside there for the Bulldogs. They've got 3rd and 8 now. 39-yard line. They got to get to the 31. Split receivers this time. Taliaferro to the right. Gradinskis to the left. Now Taliaferro in motion, but we're going to get a flag here. Could be motion on Bedford, and it looks like it is.
That doesn't help there. 5-yard procedure call there. Probably somebody moving early. I didn't quite see it. I'm not sure if you did, Harry, but no. The referee certainly threw 2 flags at the same time, so they sure saw it.
If it was a movement, it was very subtle.
Yeah. So on this play, last week they had some fantastic success running the tight ends on drag routes over the middle. So I'm guessing we're going to see Cal McAuliffe line up on the left-hand side and drag across the formation about linebacker level. And don't be surprised if Michael tries to hit him on that coming from the behind. We got another motion. Yeah.
3 receivers. Yeah, Taliaferro took off early. Little too eager is going to send Bedford back another 5 yards. They'll make it a 3rd and 18 at the 48-yard line. Actually, they're going to put him at the 49, so they've got a way to go here.
Negative plays, negative yardage plays, they kill you. Whether they're sacks or penalties, you know, you're going the wrong direction here. You're making it hard for your offense. So nobody has a play in their playbook for 3rd and 19.
That's exactly what Bedford's got to deal with here. 2 receivers, Michael in the shotgun. Fakes a handoff, drops back, has time, throw over the middle, and it's off the hands of Taliaferro. It was a little high. It would have been a great catch if he had come down with that.
He got 2 hands on it. That's the play that Taliaferro scored a touchdown on last week. And ran that post pattern, had the inside position, just couldn't come down with it. Not a bad ball either. He put it on him. Just couldn't quite haul it in. So we'll see a punt here from Joe Michael. See if they can pin him back deep in their own end zone, or on their own inside their own red zone.
2 receivers back for Concord. Number 5 and number 33. That's Cave Madison. It's going to be a punt that goes out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Is that 18?
Looks like they're going to spot it at the 19. So yeah, still inside the 20-yard line. Not a bad punt. Devon Duncan watched it go out of bounds there instead of risking the fielding of the punt. So the Crimson Tide will take over inside their own 20.
So now it's the Bulldogs defense turn here with 9:13 to go in the first, no score. Concord in a somewhat tight formation, 2 in the backfield. It's a pitch back, running to the left, and a gain of about 6 yards on the play.
That's Cave Madison on the carry. Took a bunch of guys to bring him down, but they finally did. Little off tackle left side.
Trying to match the quarterback with the number. I see number 1.
Yeah, so
center, but our roster does not have a number 1.
I am told that is Zach Doward. He's number 6 on the roster, but he's wearing number 1 on the field.
Very good. So it's 2nd down and 3 at the 26 of Bedford. 1 receiver out, but they're going to run this one off tackle. It's going to be a first down up to the 36-yard line. And once again, Cave Madison with the carry there for the Crimson Tide. They're going to mark him down at the 35. Either way, it is a first down, gain of 9 there.
There's good blocking up front there. They're moving bodies out of the way, opening up some holes, and getting some running space for Cave Madison there. Good first 2 carries for Madison.
So Concord with a first down on their possession. 8:11 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Each team with a possession.
There you go.
Madison
Sphere
brought down in the backfield. Sphere cutting in there, along with Russell Irwin with the tackle.
Yeah, Sphere just must have come with a swim move over his offensive lineman there. Just knifed through, found some space, and then found the ball carrier very quickly. So about a half a yard loss for the Crimson Tide.
They're going to mark him at the 34-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and 11 here.
Corey's a little too loud if you want to turn him down.
2 receivers set, both of them to the right. And handoff up the middle for no gain, or maybe a yard. Again, Madison with the carry there, running into a wall of Bulldogs.
Yeah, Henrishon that time was able to sneak through the offensive line and pick up early contact and prevent a gain. So maybe getting that half yard back. Now it's going to be 3rd and 10.
Makes it 3rd down and 10.
They're at the 35 of Bedford, coming up with the 7-minute mark here of the first quarter. Concord yet to throw the ball. They do have 2 receivers out, both of them to the right. And they're back to pass. The throw, good, and out of bounds. Number 4, Matthew O'Rourke with the catch, just a few yards past the marker. That's going to give him a first down at the Concord 47-yard line.
That's good field awareness, too, by Matt O'Rourke there. He got 2 feet inbounds, was making sure he was tiptoeing on the sideline. Those receivers practice that all the time. They call it the tiptoe drill, making sure that they catch the ball first and concentrate on bringing the ball in, but also getting their feet inbounds.
Tide moving the ball from left to right. And handoff to Madison. Driven back by Irwin after getting up to the 49-yard line. So gain of 2 there for Cave Madison.
The Bulldogs defense is getting hip to those counter plays up front. First 2 run plays went for about 12 yards total, and now the last 3 have gone for little to no gain.
It's all about adjustments.
Yeah, personnel or scheme, whichever is going to help, but they're starting to figure out that run game up front.
So 2nd down and 8. 1 receiver in the set. Doward back to throw. Throws to the man out of the backfield. It's complete, and a gain of about 7 yards there. Number 8 is Cody Rashid. With the catch, he gets it all the way up into Bedford territory at the 45-yard line. We're going to have 3rd and 3.
Quick little route into the flat. Again, the little ball fake inside on the play action. Freezes the linebackers and gives Cody Rashid a little bit of time to get out into that flat. So now you have short yardage on 3rd down. You need your defense to lock down.
Good looking drive here by the Tide. Bedford's got to try to stop him here. Doward gets the handoff.
There it is. Ooh.
Gives it to Madison, who fights his way for first down yardage. He had to shake off a couple of Bedford tackles, but he gets up to the 42-yard line, which is enough for a first.
Man, that's tough right there. George Tatakis, number 59 on the defense, got through, got penetration, and made contact with him in the backfield, but just couldn't wrap him up. Concord kept their legs running, got through, and got the first down yardage.
Tide on the move, 5:06 to go here in the first. No score, but the Tide are now on the 42-yard line of Bedford. Doward, he rolls out to his left, throws, and right off the hands of number 81.
Oscar Perez, he was running that drag pattern again. So we could see him, he's the middle level of that 3-level pattern there. And quarterback just couldn't quite get it to him. Doward threw it back behind him, so Perez got a hand on it, but it was a tough catch.
First incompletion, I believe, for the Tide on this drive. It'll be 2nd down and 10 at the Bedford 42-yard line. Doward under center. 2 running backs behind him. The handoff to Madison. Gets ahead of steam and picks up about 4 yards. Down to the 37-yard line. Good
stick in there by Russell Irwin, too. He's taking on that lead blocker, shedding him, and getting good square tackling.
So now we got a 3rd and 6.
Makes it 3rd down and 6.
Concord is at the 42-yard line. 4:30 to play here in the first quarter. And they break the huddle and come up to the line of scrimmage.
You're on the Gold Bulldogs now.
Just 1 receiver in this set.
I just shared it.
Tight end split off. Now motion by the tight end. And handoff, he's not going to get it. They're going to stop him at the 36-yard line. It's going to be a 4th and 5. So good stop there. Good defensive play by the Bulldogs. Now Concord's got to decide what to do.
And they motioned Devon Duncan, number 33, off that left wing and gave it to him. Thought they would get a little sneaky on that instead of just giving it to Cody Rashid or Cave Madison right up the middle. Now we have a 4th and 5, 4th and 4. And it's an interesting play early on in the game. They're going to go for it.
Didn't take
Might try to take a hard snap here.
Didn't take any time for them to decide to do that. Nope, they're going to snap it. Handoff up the middle, and is it close?
They're stopped.
I think they're going to be short. They're going to mark him at the 39-yard line. That's not enough. I'm sorry, 34-yard line. They had to get to the 32. So turnover on downs by Bedford. They take over. 3:29 to go here in the first. No score.
Yeah, they did go with the hard count there, but they did have a play called. So, you know, you think if you're going for the hard snap, you might try to take the delay of game and then punt it away, but they decided to run, and they got stuffed. So the Bulldogs take over on their own 34, second possession.
It was early enough in the game. I think they felt they could take that risk. They were moving the ball pretty well. They probably felt some confidence that they could make it work. But it didn't. Bedford takes over. There's motion by Henrishon. The snap and a pitch over to Saphir running to his right, and he gets up to the 41-yard line. Gain of 7 yards there. Good first down for Bedford.
Yeah, we look at the replay here. He had great blocking out on that right-hand side. Henrishon, as the man in motion, comes down. He gets a seal block. The outside receiver on that side, I believe that was Grudinskis on the wide side, getting good run stock blocking out there on the edge to help Sphere get some room.
Second down and 4, just under 3 to go here in the first.
Offensive line was moving some people out of the way.
There's motion by Taliaferro. He gets the ball running left. He's got a blocker, gets the first down, and he gets into Concord territory down to the 47-yard line.
Man, he snuck through a couple of blocks right there at the first down sticks, too, and did well to pick up an extra 7 yards from where I thought he was going to get tackled. Good run by Tagliaferro.
So first down, Bedford. They are on the Concord 47-yard line.
So we see here Tagliaferro coming out. He has Sphere out there for a lead blocker. He's looking inside, trying to pick up anybody. Looks to the linebacker. Right here is where I thought he might get tangled up. Makes a cut and sneaks through those extra 2 tacklers. Great job by Tagliaferro getting that extra 5 yards.
Receiver split in this formation.
Deep.
Michael's back to pass, throwing it one-on-one, just past the fingertips, I should say, of Taliaferro. He had one-on-one coverage there.
You don't mind that, right? You get 1st and 10 just on the other side. You're in enemy territory. Why not take a shot downfield?
Good play, just couldn't make the connection there. Incompletion makes it 2nd and 10.
And I didn't see if they had, but they had 2 main receivers in the route, so they might have gone full protection to give Joe Michael a little extra time, get Tagliaferro and Grudinskis down the field so they could take a real deep shot.
Same formation here. Taliaferro on the near side, Grudinskis on the far side. Sphere in the backfield. Michael, Taliaferro in motion, but the handoff is fake to him. Michael's going to take it up the middle. He finds a seam and gets a first down all the way down to the 33-yard line of Concord.
That's just good play calling right there. They had given that ball to Tagliaferro 2 previous times as he was the man in motion. This time Michael just pulls it back, goes off the left-hand side, left tackle, and gets a nice 11-yard gain.
So now Bedford's on the move here. 2 minutes to go here in the first. No score. Bedford on their second possession. They had to punt it away on the first one. Concord got turned over on downs. 3 receivers to the right. Michael drops back, looks, hits Grudinskis in the flat.
Ooh,
a bit of a bubble screen, shook a tackle, keep going, down the sideline, still going, shakes another tackle, gets it down all the way to about the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and goal for Bedford.
1st and goal, looks like maybe the 7 or 8. Tough to tell over there, but that whole play was off of that initial shake on that initial tackler for the Crimson Tide. He caught the wide receiver screen. He had a couple of blockers out in front of him.
Yeah, would you call that a bubble screen?
Yeah, I guess you could call it a bubble. I usually call that a wide receiver screen. He takes 1 step upfield, then cuts back to the quarterback, and then he has some of his offensive linemen getting out in front of him. So his right guard and right tackle are usually be there, probably his tight end, so maybe a slot receiver that will get out and try to get blocks for him. But he really did a lot of that by just shaking that first tackler.
They're going to mark him at the 8. 1st and goal. Looks like encroachment there by Concord, and they're going to get flagged for that.
So Cal McAuliffe, the tight end on the left-hand side of this formation, went down in his stance, and it looked like the defensive lineman jumped, and yeah, the defense is going to get that penalty. Noah
Blake was the one who jumped there for the Tide. That's going to give Bedford additional 4 yards. It's going to be 1st and 4 now.
So threatening here on the second possession for the Bulldogs. 1st and goal from the 4.
1:29 to go. Sorry.
Might look for them to spread out the defense here and then maybe get Sphere or Joe Michael right up the middle. Well, they're not spreading out too much. You got two backs in the backfield, and you have Henryshawn offset right.
Waiting for the snap. It's a handoff to, nope, it's a pass right to Henryshawn. You called it all alone. Touchdown, Bedford.
Nice little slant there by Grudinskis on the left-hand side. Did some play action to get the linebackers frozen inside. Grudinskis stabs that outside left foot, got back inside the defensive back and wide open. Pitch and catch, touchdown.
They got Concord thinking or looking at all those runners, and they left the single receiver on single coverage, and he hit him. So Michael now with the extra point. Grudinskis holding. High snap, Grudinskis pulls it down, it's up and good. So 1:25 to play in the first. Bedford draws first blood, 7-0 they lead over the Crimson Tide of Concord.
And Joe Michael putting that extra point. He carried them to victory last week with 3 field goals. All tremendous leg strength shown on each one of them. And certainly that last field goal last week with 8 seconds left, showing him playing hero ball. But the extra point here is good. Bulldogs go up 7-0 on an excellent drive. Their second drive of the game. Only 1:25 left here in the first quarter. There've only been 3 possessions. So that clock is ticking quickly, but a nice mix of runs and passes on that drive. And a tricky little play to get Grudinskis the ball on that left side slant.
Yeah, they shook off the miscues on the first drive, and they made it work in the second possession. You know, I had a chance to talk to Coach Matthews earlier in the week, and didn't have a chance to play it before the game, but we'll try to get it in during halftime. He had a lot to say about that game last Friday in Exeter.
Yeah, it was one of the more exciting high school football games I've seen in a long time. The Bulldogs got out early, had a 12-0 lead. Exeter started storming back in the second half after they changed their quarterback. And then a late field goal by Michael capped off the win for them. Crucial one in the playoff standings.
And returned by Concord up to the 24-yard line. And they're going to start there in their own zone.
Tackle made by Kevin Sheridan.
Kevin Sheridan with the tackle there for Concord, for Bedford, I should say.
The Crimson Tide will start this drive at their own 25.
So they're going to be marked at the 25-yard line. Sphere comes out off the field for the defense.
Yeah, they're rotating through on that D-line, trying to keep those guys fresh up front to make sure they're stuffing those runs. Play action here.
Doward throws, hits Madison in the hands, couldn't make the catch. He was already thinking about running before he secures the ball.
That was a nice play, too. Nice play design. Quarterback boot, got back out here, had Madison in the flat. It was an easy 5 or 6 yard gain, but he just tried to run before he caught it.
That's going to make it a 2nd and 10. Clock is stopped with 1:14 to play.
So it feels like the pace has slowed down on this drive here all of a sudden, right? There was an incomplete pass. The crowd is quieted down. The band is quieted down. The pace seems to be going a little bit slower.
Doward hands it off up the middle, and it's going to pick up a few yards, I guess. Going to call it about a gain of 5 or 6. They mark him at the 34-yard line. I'm sorry, 31-yard line.
Yeah, a little misdirection play there.
29-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play.
Misdirection. They gave it to Jamari Arzu. So the first back through went off the right side. Arzu, little jab step, and then back to the left side. So they got, 3 or 4.
So Concord with the first down. They're on their own 43-yard line. 34.2 to go here in the quarter.
Yeah, Concord's been pretty consistent with their run game and their short passing. I wouldn't be surprised if they take a shot deep here at some point. Try to get the Bedford defense off balance.
Instead, they hand it off. Pick up about 2 yards there. Number 42 with the carry, Jamar Arzu, sorry. He's the ball carrier. they're going to mark him for a 4-yard gain up to the 47-yard line.
That D-line playing tough in there again, trying to stuff those holes, stand up their blockers, and play two-sided ball. That's going to run out the first quarter, so a relatively balanced first quarter. The Bulldogs have to be pleased with a 7-0 lead going into the second quarter.
They shook off some of the miscues in the first drive.
As we have a quick timeout here between quarters, we just wanted to mention the Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club. They would like to thank their generous sponsors, including Spectrum Marketing, Gear Up Bedford, Andrade Management Group, Wicked Good Butcher.
Butcher.
Did you hear that? Wicked Good Butcher.
Butcher.
There you go. New Hampshire Orthopedic Center, BEI Network, London Family Orthodontics, Liberty Hill Construction, Realty One Group Next Level, and River Road Pediatrics. On behalf of the 438 fall student athletes, thank you for your support of Bedford Bulldogs Athletics.
We'll be back here next week for the season finale. It'll be senior night here at Bedford High Stadium as the Bulldogs will face the currently winless Spalding Indians, I believe. I think that's still their nickname. I got to look that up. Don't really see Spalding come by very often.
No, we don't.
So we'll face them. They're playing Memorial today, Battle of the Defeateds. I don't know. They're not undefeated, so
Yeah.
Battle of the winless teams.
Well,
so.
you don't want to say completely defeated, right? That's kind of rude. Somebody's got to win it, though.
Right, or it could be a tie.
I guess. Unusual.
Well, they're playing tonight, so one of these teams likely will come out with a win.
The Bedford Marching Band providing some stand tunes. The student section has come out in force. They're wearing pink tonight in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, excuse me.
There's a handoff, sweep to the left and a tackle. Sphere comes in there along with, I believe, Hendershon with the tackle against number 8.
Yeah, he saw the hole get plugged up there and bounced it to the outside. And we have the privilege of having some Concord coaches here in the press box, and we hear him saying, "Go inside. The ball's there. The hole is there." So Cody Rashid might not have seen it, bounced it outside, and got a 2-yard gain, but his coaches want him to dive that up in the middle.
It's 3rd and 4. They're at their own 49-yard line. 2 receivers, one on each side. Doward back. The throw and incomplete. 24 couldn't hold it. Luke Champney.
He put it right on him there. So not a bad ball by Doward. Saw his man, put it right on the numbers, and Champney couldn't quite pull it in. So 4th down from their own 49-yard line. They'll line up in a punt formation.
And going back to receive the punt are Taliaferro and Grudinskis, and they're setting up at about the 15-yard line. And the punt will be coming from number 6, from Doward, I believe. It's kind of a line driver bouncing, and it goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. That's where Bedford will take over.
So good defensive stop there by the Bulldogs. Was helped out by incomplete passes. And certainly on that 3rd down play, they had that. Champney had the 1st down in his gut, but couldn't quite pull it down.
Correction on the punter, Jacob Plant, actually wearing the number 6.
Yeah, there are 2 6s on the roster. That's going to drive us crazy all night.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. So Bedford takes over now, their 3rd possession. Taliaferro in motion, but it's going to be Michael who runs to his right and picks up a good chunk of yards. He gets up to the 25-yard line. Be a 5-yard gain right there.
Yeah, Michael showed his athleticism there, giving a stiff arm. Aiden Diachenko had broken through for the Crimson Tide into the backfield. And Michael was just too quick and too strong. Got out of his grasp and got forward for about a 5-yard gain.
So 2nd down and 5 here at the 25-yard line. Two receiver set, two in the backfield. Michael gets the snap, hands it off to Sphere, finds an opening, blasts through and gets a first down. Gets up to the 34-yard line. Fresh set of downs here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we've seen Sphere do that all season. He hits that hole very hard. He's like a bowling ball going right through there, knocking people down as he gets his legs moving. In that case, bowled forward for a good yardage gain, and he moves the chains forward on a first down.
So they're going to say 35 is the line. 1st and 10 there at the 10-minute mark in the first half. Bedford leads 7-0. Both receivers are to the left. Michael looking to pass, throws, and it's incomplete. Intended for Grudinskis, couldn't hold on to it. Got the ball knocked out of his hands.
A good defense there by Jackson Borkush there, 25 for the Crimson Tide. He was right there, step for step with Grudinskis. I think he might have gotten a hand in around him to deflect that ball away. So we'll see 2nd and 10.
Second down and 10 here for the Bulldogs. Michael, low snap, he handles it, runs to his left, gets a first down, gets to the marker at the 45-yard line. Going to be a fresh set of downs here for the Bulldogs. Gain of 10.
Gonna give him to him? Man, he's real close. They might measure this. No, they're not, and they're not giving him the first. That's going to be 3rd and inches. A designed quarterback keep off the right-hand side. You like to see it when your running backs are getting into the blocking action too. Sphere again out there in front of Michael. Look for a linebacker coming his side. Got a good pop on somebody in pursuit and sprung Michael for a couple of extra yards.
So 3rd and short. Bedford is in the shotgun though. Henryshawn in motion, gets in position to block, and Sphere gets the first down and more, still moving into Concord territory, gets all the way to the 41-yard line for a first.
Yeah, I would say he got the first. 3rd and inches, he gained 15 yards, so.
First down, ball into Concord territory.
Full confidence there on that play. And I'm sure they probably would have went for it on 4th down if they didn't make it.
And again, Sphere squirts through that front line there. As soon as he gets through that offensive line, defensive line mush, he starts getting to that next level. He's dangerous once he gets past that front 7.
So a fresh set of downs here for Bedford. Leading 7-0. Henryshawn gets in position. Looking for somebody to block. This is Irwin. He gets it up to the 38-yard line. Pickup of about 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And we've seen them cycle through the running backs here. You know, Sphere probably needed to take a blow there. Has a couple big long runs. Irwin's had a couple of ball security issues early on in the season, putting the ball on the turf. So I believe Sphere is going to get most of the carries. And certainly Irwin is getting a lot of action on the defensive side as he runs the inside linebacking position.
There's a snap and a pitch to Sphere. Off to his left. Gets to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 4. See a 3rd down and 4 coming up here for Bedford with 7:30 to play.
It was a gain of 4, but I have to say Cody Rashid for the Crimson Tide came up pretty quickly on the outside there. He didn't quite make the tackle, but he forced Sphere back to the inside where he had help from the pursuing linebackers.
So at 3rd and 4 here for Bedford, Mike's is going to send his 2 receivers out to the right. He's got Sphere behind him in the backfield. There's a snap. Michael rolling to his right, looking for a receiver, finds him right on the sideline. Grudinskis gets away from one man, cuts in the middle, still moving. Shaking and baking, get to the 25-yard line. That's a first down.
Shaking and baking is right. He had some nifty moves, went back to the inside, a little spin move, ran through a tackle. Unfortunately, it didn't get him a lot of yards after the catch, but it's enough for the first down.
Well, Concord had to work to get him down.
They sure did. They sure did. About 3 or 4 guys whiffed on him, and they finally were able to pull him down.
So a new set of downs here for the Bulldogs with 6:30 to go in the half. They've got a 7-0 lead. They want to add to it. Coming up to the line of scrimmage, they're going to have one receiver in this formation. Gradinskis is going to be all the way out to the left, two in the backfield. And it's a handoff to Taliaferro, sweeping to the left, picks up some blocks. He's got a lane to the end zone.
Wow.
10-5. He finally got caught and driven out of bounds at about the 2-yard line.
Yeah, that play starts right at the line of scrimmage with Parker Henrishon getting a seal block on the left side there. Excellent block, gave the edge, and they got a big pickup now. They have 1st and goal. I don't know if we can get that replay on there, but that's excellent blocking by Parker Henrishon.
It's not working. I don't know what they did.
So it sounds like our replay is down on the TV side.
Well, that's all right. We can go back to the drawing board, and I'm sure that coaches will see Parker Henrishon with that seal block on that play. Excellent job by big number 81.
So 1st and goal for Bedford. They're on the 3-yard line. Michael takes the snap, rolls to his right, looking, wants to run, gets away from one tackle, but he's going to wind up losing about 2 yards. They're going to drive him out at the 5 or 4 yard line.
Yeah, good job there. Instead of forcing the ball into a receiver and having something tragic like an interception in the end zone, he decided to eat it. You might like to see him throw it away instead of taking a 2-yard loss. Kind of inconsequential at this part of the field. But, you know, good decision making instead of trying to squeeze it into a spot he can't get it.
Yeah, they're going to be about a 4-yard loss here. It'll be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line, or second. I should say second.
Yeah, it's
Was it
second
a
and 7.
flag?
No flag. That's 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7, okay. Scoreboard caught up there. Motion by Taliaferro, but it's a handoff to Sphere following blockers. Gets it back up to the 4-yard line before he gets driven back by a horde of Crimson Tide players. And we see a flag being thrown late. We'll see what happened here.
Ooh, I think I saw a jab in there. I don't know if it was from a Concord player. If it's a Concord player, that's an automatic 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Number 69 seems to be adjusting his pad there. Jacob Furbush. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe he got pulled.
But their referee is pointing into the Bedford Bulldog huddle, so that might be a 15-yarder on the Bulldogs. Maybe they're offsetting penalties. I don't know, but they don't look like they're marching anywhere. They look like there's some jabs thrown after the play. The referees don't like that extracurricular activity.
So we'll see what the officials indicate here. It is a personal foul against Concord and a personal foul against Bedford, offsetting penalties.
So basically a whole bunch of nothing.
Now try doing a replay.
So now it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line.
3rd down and goal.
To hit the number 4.
Owen Christopher comes into the game for Bedford. We'll see what Coach Zach Matthews cooks up here with Joe Michael coming back to the huddle.
Christopher, Gradinskis, Tagliaferro, Henrishon, and McAuliffe. So, yeah, they do spread it out. Too tight, too wide.
No, but I'm very unhappy with trying back to
And Christopher, yeah.
In the backfield. Michael, back to pass, looking, throws it out to Christopher. He's got a lane to the end zone, gets in, touchdown, Bedford. 4-yard pass.
Here we go on the replay. It's back, baby. We're back. So you see Christopher just flaring out to the left-hand side for a swing pass. Michael has him. Hardly anybody in front of him. Christopher has to hustle a little bit to get to the goal line and break through 2 defenders. But he does find pay dirt. Nicely designed play. We have a James White lookalike out there with Owen Christopher on that little swing pass.
And now Michael to add the extra point. Ball is down, kick is up, and looks good from here. It is. So 5:20 to go in the first half. Bedford is up 14-0.
The second 4-yard touchdown pass on the evening for Joe Michael. The first to Gradinskis to start the scoring on that slant. And now a swing pass out to Owen Christopher. Puts the Bulldogs up by 2 scores.
Real quick, volleyball tournament's about to begin. Bedford is your #1 seed. And, you know, last week we were talking about how they had that perfect record, not giving up any matches matches, much less any games. They did lose one match to Wyndham on the 18th.
Unacceptable. I'm not sure what's going on with that program, Harry.
Ruins the season for me totally.
No, excellent job by the volleyball team. That's fantastic to hear. So much success for them, and we wish them the best as the playoffs come in.
3 o'clock at Bulldog Stadium. The girls earned the number 3 seed.
That's just a dominant performance all season. I mean, they played the best of 5, and they lost one set all season. 3-0 otherwise for what? How many is it?
It's 17
3-0 and 1 3-1. Wow. Amazing. Some tall girls, tall athletic girls on that team.
So Michael's about to kick it off here. It's a deep kick.
Ooh.
And a tackle quickly at the 20-yard line.
Magnus Steele on the stick downfield on kickoff coverage.
Matt O'Rourke was the ball carrier. He received the kick.
You see Steele get right across his shoulders right there and wrap him up right at the 20-yard line. So open field tackle by Steele prevents a big run back.
So the hole's a little deeper now for the Tide, as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, with the topsy-turvy tournament situation here in football. They're still alive for a playoff berth. They just had to win this game, but that job's getting tougher now that they're down 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 3 and 4. They've played some tough games throughout the early part of the season. And they're not seeing much success so far here in the first half. 5:15 left in the first half. Bedford up 14-0.
Doward under center. There's motion by Madison, but it's going to be Doward running to his right and getting wrapped up at the 19. He's going to lose a yard there.
Zachary Doward.
Yeah, wrapped up by Parker Bromley on the outside.
Tackled by Parker Bromley.
So 2nd and 11 coming up here, just under 5 minutes to go here in the half.
I wasn't quite sure if that was a rollout and he was looking to pass that ball, or if it was a designed quarterback sweep to the right side, that little bootleg there. Either way, goes for no gain as Bromley was all over it.
So 2nd and 11. Actually, they're going to put him back to the 20-yard line, so 2nd and 10. Just one receiver on this set. And it's a handoff inside. Swallowed up, no gain.
Defensive front 7.
Cave
Sticking
Madison
hard.
with the carry. He didn't get anywhere.
Looked like it was Bromley on the play again.
So another 3rd and long here for the Concord Crimson Tide. 4 minutes to go in the half. They're behind 14-0.
So 3rd and long. That's a tough one here. Maybe a screen pass.
They've got 2 receivers out to the left. Doward drops back.
Ooh.
And it goes right off the hand of his tight end.
Oscar Perez there. Quick off that tight end position on the right-hand side. Snuck in between the linebackers and had some space, but it goes off his hands. Well, that's not the replay.
No.
You're killing me, George.
But I've got it in my mind. I don't know if he would have got the first down. I think even if he had made the catch, I think he might have been tackled short.
He would have caught it about 2 or 3 yards short, but...
A flag just flew.
Ooh. What do we have?
Too many, I think 12 men on the field call there on Concord. A little bit of miscommunication on their special teams.
Too many men, so they'll march him back 5 yards. Be 4th and 15 from their own 15.
So with 3:48 to go, Bedford could get some pretty good field position here, maybe add to that 14-0 lead. High snap. Punted away. It doesn't look very good. Angling, but it bounces. Grudinskis picks it up at his 50, gets away from one tackle, then gang tackled at the Concord 44-yard line. So still a pretty good start there for the Bulldogs.
Grudinskis ran through 2 shirt tackles there, showing some strength in his legs. Kind of weaved around for a little bit, got 5 or 6 yards on that return, but as you mentioned, excellent field position here as they take over on the Crimson Tide 44-yard line.
So still plenty of time. They've got 3 timeouts. No need to run a hurry-up offense here.
Plenty of time here. Like you said, the 3 timeouts, you can run the ball up the middle, 3.5 minutes, you're already at the 44-yard line, so you can be patient in your offensive play calling.
And if things go sideways, if you get another 20 yards or so, that's inside Michael's range for a field goal. There's the snap. Michael's going to pass. He's got some pressure, dumps it off to Saphir. He's going to pick up about a yard or two. He got met as soon as he caught that ball, and he still manages to get it up to about the 41-yard line.
He sure did. Luke Champney did an excellent job of sniffing that screen pass out. As soon as Sphere caught it, he turned upfield, and Champney was right in his mug. Wrapped him up. Sphere's a big, strong kid, so he didn't quite get him down right upon impact, but that initial contact was enough to keep that gain to 3 yards.
Coming up to the 3-minute mark here in the first half. 2nd and 7. 3 receivers set for Bedford. Michael drops back the pass, has some time, throws, and just misses. I believe that was intended for Gradinskis.
I think it's Sabati out there.
Sabati, number 3.
Yeah. Just over his head. Michael had him. That's a tough throw. That's a long throw too for Michael at quarterback as he's getting out into the field. That was about, I don't know, 8-10 yards down the field too, so that's not an easy throw.
It was right around the 30-yard line.
Sailed it a bit high.
So 3rd and 7 here for Bedford. I have a feeling they're going to use 4th down if they don't get it here.
That's probably accurate.
Once again with 3 receivers. 2 of them are to the right. Michael over the middle. He gets it to Henrishon. Fights his way for a 1st down to the 27-yard line.
I think that might be McAuliffe.
You are correct.
Yeah, that's McAuliffe on the catch.
I just saw a big guy.
Yeah, it's a big guy.
A big guy. So I thought it's either Henrishon or McAuliffe. I was wrong.
Yeah. Again, McAuliffe showing that presence in the defensive backfield. He's a 6'4" tight end. And he gets open there in between the linebackers and gets ahead for a 1st down.
They're at the 27-yard line, 2:22 to play, clock is running. Same 3 receivers set here. Michael this time rolls to his right. Still running, looking for an open man, throws it. Oh, right off the hands of a Bedford receiver. That was Chabadi again, and he was right at the 15-yard line if he had hung on to that.
He had 1st down yardage there. I was thinking he should throw it away, but Sabati came open late in that play, and Michael put it right on his hands, but he couldn't squeeze it.
You know, one of the problems when you're rolling to one side or the other, your field gets smaller and smaller. How much room you've got left to throw, and the longer you wait, the more narrow the scope becomes.
And you teach your receivers to mirror your quarterback too. You want to try to find space. Once you get to the sidelines, you cut up the field too. So you don't want to just give up on your pattern. If the initial play doesn't work, keep working to get yourself open. Sabati did a nice job doing that, just couldn't squeeze it at the last moment.
2nd and 10. Michael back to throw. A little bit of pressure, gets away from it, throws it, finds the man wide open, but couldn't make the connection there.
Yeah, Isaiah Turner there could have had an interception too as it sailed over McAuliffe's hands, and Turner got his hands on it but couldn't quite squeeze it for the pick. So we'll see 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10 here, and they're at the 27-yard line, 45-yard attempt here. Yeah, might be on the outside range of Michael, but you know, I would do it.
Why not?
Why not test his leg?
Yeah, I think it'd be a 44-yarder from here.
But first, they've got a chance to get this 1st down, 3rd and 10 with 2:05 to play. Let's see what happens on this one.
Sure, and Coach Matthews might be considering this 4-down territory too. So, you know, get 7-8 yards here and then go for it on 4th down.
There's the snap. Michael dropping back over the middle to McAuliffe. Gets it up to the 20-yard line. That's going to be very close. Nope, that's going to be short. Going to be short by about 4 yards. They got to get to the 16-yard line.
So the ball's spotted on the 20. It's a 7-yard snap, so it'd be a 37-yard field goal attempt from here. But it looks like they're going to go for this, right? The Concord Crimson Tide has had a tough time stopping this offense all evening. Coach Matthews has confidence in his offensive line and his skilled players. He's going for it. Hey, maybe you try to bark a little bit, try to get a little hard count, and get a cheap way to get a 1st down here. We haven't seen them use that much.
3 receivers set. Sphere rolls out to his right. The throw is almost intercepted by number 42.
Yeah, he sat on it, Jamari Arzu.
Nicely defended by
You could see him sneak out into the flat here, sit under the play.
down to Concord.
Well, you thought you might see it. Come on, Bill, you're killing me. Anyway, Arzu sat on that route, right under it, and was able to almost come up with an interception, but knocked it out of harm's way. And Concord will take over on downs.
It works out better anyway. They get the ball at the 20-yard line. And they've got 1:16 to work with here. Let's see what Concord can do on a hurry-up offense.
Minute 16 here. You could take the aggressive approach, take a couple shots downfield, and then just try to run out the clock. Look
Doward
back.
looks for a receiver, but instead gets sacked.
There you go. Parker Bromley in on that.
Along
Wrapping
with
him up.
Henrishon.
Wrapping him up.
Henrishon was the other tackler.
So that pocket collapsed around Doward very quickly. And he decided the right thing to do was eat it instead of throwing it up for grabs, especially this deep in his own territory. So
It looks like Coach Matthews called a timeout here with 1:04 to go. Maybe he's got a full deck of timeouts. Might as well use it. Maybe get another shot at the end zone.
sure, right? You know, a negative yardage play there, so it pushes Concord back 5 yards. And now, you know, if they go for a pass play, it's incomplete. You know, you're at 3rd and 15 already. Use another timeout, force them into a long yardage play, and see if you can either try a punt block or get a return, or get yourself in position for a long field goal like we were talking about. Joe Michael has a strong leg.
If they can get up to about the 25-yard line, that's more than makeable.
Sure, it'd be a 42-yarder, but we've seen some distance on Michael's kicks, so we'll see what happens here.
Last week he hit that 38, and it was still on the way up.
Sure.
When it went through the uprights.
Well, I'm not sure it was on the way up.
Leveling off?
Yeah, leveling off. He probably had another 10 yards on it at least, so. So 1:04 here, left in the first half.
Down and 15.
Doward waits for the snap. Inside handoff. Picks up about 5 yards on that play.
Okay, so another timeout by Coach Matthews. 57 seconds left. 56.9 if you want to get technical.
Arzu was the carrier on that 5-yard gain.
So now you have 3rd and 9. Long down in distance. You know, here's your opportunity. You play a little bit with the clock. You try to get another possession in here. So I like the strategy here by Coach Matthews.
While we've got a moment, let's send out congratulations to the Bedford golf team who captured their 10th state championship over at Overlook Golf Club last weekend. They placed 6 golfers in the top 20, earning the victory over Exeter by 6 shots.
6 shots too. I mean, that's a drubbing right there in golf. I mean, that was a wide margin. So congratulations to the golf team. The young men worked hard all season long and came out with a championship. Able to drink a little Gatorade from the cup after the season. I like it.
Timeout is over. Teams returning to the field now. It's going to be a 3rd and 10. 56.9 seconds left to play in this first half. Bedford leads 14-0.
3rd down and 10.
This time a single receiver is to the left of Doward, but they're just going to hand it off up the middle. And Bromley makes a tackle after about a 5-yard gain at the 25-yard line, and the clock stopped once again. 50.3 to go, and it looks like Concord's going to punt it away here.
Yeah, so
that's
Bedford,
strategy.
Bedford did well. They're getting an extra possession out of this. So, you know, 5-6 yard gain, so it's still 4th and 4. But Concord is deep in their own zone. They're going to punt this away. So you hope for a good return, and then you're going to have to work the clock with some spikes, with some out routes to the sidelines, and try to manage the clock in alternative ways versus timeouts, as they are now out of timeouts. But it does give you another possession. If you can get a couple of big plays, you could get yourself into position to get some points on the board.
Are you surprised Concord didn't try to throw the ball in that situation?
I'm not. I think they probably wanted that clock to keep ticking and wanted Bedford to use those timeouts in order to not have them on this last possession.
So Jacob Plant is out there for the Tide, waiting for Bedford to hit the field.
You know, your question there on run versus pass, the Crimson Tide haven't had much success on their passing plays yet. You know, a couple of dropped balls, a lot of incompletions. So, again, I'm not surprised they kept it on the ground.
So Grudinskis and Taliaferro are at the 37-yard line. Plant at his own 12. Ooh, kicks it,
close.
Nearly blocked. Fairly short kick. Taliaferro picks it up. He's got a block, trying to shake a man. Gets it into Concord territory up to the 48-yard line. There's 39.7 left for the Bulldogs to work with.
So we see on the replay here, they actually got pretty close to that punt. Maybe only a yard or two away from blocking. They try to set it up, get some blocks out in front of Taliaferro. You know, catches it at his own 45 and gets it into Crimson Tide territory. So about a 7-yard return. And now you can take a couple shots. You have 40 seconds left. Get some deep routes. Maybe try a post corner. Maybe a little trickery, Harry. I don't know.
I think I would go with short plays on the sidelines. Try to get a little bit closer. You want to be able to at least get in the field goal range. Michael takes the snap. Kind of a mid-range pass there to Grudinskis, gets out of bounds at the 32-yard line, first down play.
Yeah, about a 13-yard pickup. I like it.
So now I think you can try a shot for the end zone, because right around here, you're getting close to Michael's range for a field goal.
Ooh. That's an aggressive statement, Harry. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt if they go from right here. So.
I'm interested in seeing how much leg that young man has.
51. I mean, that's impressive if you have a high schooler hitting from 51. Let's see it. But let's see him try to get some positive yardage before we get there.
Did you have a chance to see his article in the Union Leader?
I did not see it, no.
Great story on him. Great story on his on the young man, and a focus on his skill, not only as a quarterback. He's obviously a very effective quarterback, but his skill as a kicker as well. And it's a unique combination of skills. And Coach Matthews too, in the interview that we hope to play for you at halftime, pointed out what a luxury it is to have an effective kicking game in a high school program. There's not a lot of programs in any division in New Hampshire can have a kicker who's as reliable as Joe Michael.
And Bedford's had that luxury for quite a while now. Certainly Michael the past 2 years, and before that Madison Lucatoni was an outstanding kicker in her own right, providing that security for the Bulldogs.
Here we go, 1st and 10, 34.5 left here in the second quarter. Michael takes a snap. He's got good protection.
Yeah.
Now he's got to move to his left.
Nobody's
going to run. He's going to head for the sideline. Gets it up to the 30, maybe the 29-yard line.
Yeah, see, that play was designed to go to the right side, so when he feels pressure in the pocket, rolls back out to the left side, he has no receivers out in front of him. You see a huge space. There are two Crimson Tide defenders in front of him, about 5 to 7 yards deep, and we couldn't see any receivers out there, so he really had no options out there.
They're going to mark him at the 30-yard line, a 4-yard gain on the play, 2nd and 6. 25 ticks to go here in the second quarter. Receivers split. Taliaferro and Chabati is on the near side. Michael takes the snap. Throwing for the end zone for Taliaferro. He's got it. Touchdown.
Wow. And there's that clock management paying off with an extra 6 points right here. You see the post pattern all the way on the outside. Joe Michael's looking deep, gives his receivers time to get deep into the pattern, steps into his throw, and a great two-handed catch there at the end by Taliaferro. And that clock management pays off for Coach Matthews.
Here we are talking about field goals, and they're thinking 7 or 6 plus plus the extra point. So they've got bigger fish to fry than we do. So Michael here to add on the extra point. High snap. Grudinskis pulls it down. A good kick. And there you go. The extra point counts. And just like that, 21-0 is your lead. Bedford over Concord, 18.2 left here in the second quarter.
What was that ball on? About the 25, 26-yard line? I didn't catch where the line of scrimmage was. How long a pass was that?
I think it was a 25.
20, 25?
Well, when Drew sends us the statistics at halftime, we'll know for sure.
Yeah, either way, gave his receiver time to get into the end zone and put a ball right on his hands. Kudos to Taliaferro for getting 2 mittens up there, squeezing it, coming down. That wasn't necessarily the easiest catch. I wouldn't say it was the hardest either, but either way, the Bulldogs are thrilled with a 21-point lead here with only 18 seconds left in the first half.
Michaels gets set to kick.
Bulldogs, it's Joe Michael.
Tees it up. Approaches the ball and sends a squibbler. Picked up by the short man. He mishandles it. Bedford almost got to it.
Near side to a late play. We see Colby Snow cleaning some garbage up off the turf here. Snow has a cast on his hand. He's been looking for physical contact as he's been out the last couple weeks. He was a significant player in the offense early in the season as a skill player, but he has a cast on his hand. It makes it really hard for handling that ball. The Crimson Tide cover it up, and they're going to take a kneel down, head into halftime.
They will get the ball to start the second half, so they're just going to give up the last 13 seconds, and the clock runs down, and that's going to do it for the first half.
So we will have the second half kickoff here by Joe Michael. Deep to receive for the Crimson Tide are Cave Madison and Devon Duncan. Michael takes his 8-yard set, run up, and it's a short pooch fielded by one of the upbacks. Nicely done. And then tackled there by Kevin Sheridan on kickoff coverage. Nice play by Doug Smith there as he was one of the upbacks, came up and fielded that kickoff as the Bulldogs try a little bit of trickery on the opening kickoff of the second half.
The Bulldogs always thinking about getting the ball back there, and the pooch punt, the pooch kick has been effective for him in the past. Certainly gives the opposing team something to think about.
So now Doward brings his Crimson Tide team to the line of scrimmage. He has 2 backs in the backfield, tight left, wing left, 1 wide on the right side. Spins, hands off to Cave Madison. He's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage, and forward progress will be called at the 40-yard line, so we'll have 2nd and 10.
Good tackle there, group tackle, 77, Magnus Steele, along with Colin Chardonnay. And others were involved in that tackle. No gain. They're going to keep him at the 40-yard line, 2nd and 10.
There's a quick little reverse pivot there by Doward. Gave to the second man through the hole, so Doward will come to the line again. He has Luke Champney in the backfield with him. 3-step drop, looks to his right side, finds a man, it's received, and forward ahead for about a 14-yard gain by Matt O'Rourke on the right side.
Good quick pass out to the flat along the near sideline. Moves the ball up to the Bedford 45-yard line, gives a fresh set of downs to the Tide.
So 1st and 10 in Bedford territory. The Crimson Tide have not had a lot of offensive snaps in Bedford territory tonight, but Doward comes to the line here. Takes a snap, 5-step drop, looks over the middle, deep ball, he's got a man, and it's received, it's complete, and it's a touchdown. 33, Devon Duncan on a deep post pattern, and nobody was really near him.
No, he outpaced the coverage there. All alone, a perfect pass. Doward hit him in stride right at the 10-yard line, and he walks into the end zone for the first Concord touchdown.
We saw there that Grudinskis was about 5 yards in front of him, so not sure if we saw a little stutter step by Duncan or not, but he got in deep and was able to pull it down for the first score of the game for the Crimson Tide.
And now the kick here from Jacob Plant. And it is good.
That was Jacob Plant with the successful conversion.
So on the first possession for the Concord Crimson Tide, they get on the board. It's 21-7 with 11:06 to go here in the third.
Yeah, and their offense was reflecting what they had done in the first half. You know, a couple of short runs, a couple of medium length passes, and then this one a little bit of a surprise, as we didn't see Concord take a shot downfield at all in the first half. So they're trying to mix it up, catch the Bulldogs defense off guard, and they were quite successful on that last play.
The Bedford Food Pantry would like to thank everybody this evening for your generous donations of non-perishable food items. Forgot to bring some? They'll be happy to accept cash donations, or you can drop off items all this week at Bedford High School to help feed the hungry.
Was that part of New Hampshire Tackles Hunger tonight, or?
I believe so.
Okay. That's great.
Doesn't say that here, but I gotta believe it does.
Of course, that's a program going around for Friday nights across the state for football games, and fans bring food for the needy. And now Bedford looks to regroup after that long strike, 45-yard touchdown pass to Duncan.
You're talking about Colby Snow. He's out there for the kickoff.
He sure is. He's deep to receive on the right-hand side, going right to left.
Cast and all.
Tagliaferro is deep also, ready to receive the kickoff from Jacob Plant. Run up now, kick is away, and it's a squib kick up the middle. Fumbled there a little bit by McAuliffe, but Irwin is there to jump on it. So Russell Irwin pounced on that loose ball as it was bouncing around, and the Bulldogs will start from their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, he had to give off some yardage on that. The ball just kept getting away from them. They made contact at about the 45-yard line. Well, I'm sorry, about the 35-yard line, and then it bounced off. The first Bedford defender, Irwin, had to chase it down. He picked it up at the 30 or 29-yard line. So they have him marked just shy of the 30 for a first down and 10.
So Michael brings his offense to the line of scrimmage. Spear is behind him. Cal McAuliffe and Parker Henrishon motion to the left-hand side. Quick pass out here to Tagliaferro on the left-hand side. He's got a blocker in front, gets some yardage out to about the 46-yard line for a 16-yard gain. Nice little flare pattern. Quick pitch out to Tagliaferro for a nice pickup on first down.
Devon Duncan with the tackle there for the Tide. Tagliaferro turning on the Jets and splitting the defense, and if it wasn't for the quick Devon to make that tackle, it would have been for a lot more.
He had Grudinskis out there in front making a good block on the play as well. Trying to spring Tagliaferro for a big gain. They get 16. Michael takes the snap now, hands it off to Spear up the middle, spins over to his right side, and gets about a 4-yard gain on first down.
Yeah, and those 4 yards were all after contact. He fought his way to the 50-yard line.
On the replay, Michael taking that shotgun snap. And it's going super slow for you viewers at home.
Yeah, you're going to see everything here.
That's what you call slow motion replay right there. Just spins to his left-hand side, gives Spear the ball, and they get that 5-yard gain up to just about the 50. Back to live action now. Michael in the gun has Spear behind him. Hands it off again. A little bit of a bobble there, but Spear pounces through and gets about a 12-yard pickup there, right through the gut of the defense.
And Devon Duncan there with possibly a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Yeah, Spear again got to that next level, got through the front 4, and then the linebackers were tasked with bringing him down as he tried to bounce into that second level. 12-yard gain is a nice one. He did bobble that handoff just slightly, but was able to wrap it up and get forward for a nice gain. Michael again in the gun. He's got twins out to the right-hand side. Grudinskis left. Flare pass out to the right-hand side to Henrishon. He takes on a tackler, heads up, and his feet are still moving. He's going to have a first down. Big boy on the outside is tough to bring down with one of the smaller cornerbacks, and he will move the sticks.
And you can hear the roar of approval from the crowd as they saw Henrishon bull his way for an extra 5 or 6, 7 yards there.
So the ball is on the Concord 26-yard line. Just under 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 21-7. The Bulldogs lead the Crimson Tide. Joe Michael brings his offense to the line of scrimmage again. Grudinskis split left, Tagliaferro right. Henrishon is on the wing to the left side. Tagliaferro in motion. He takes the handoff, gets around to the left side, out around the wing, and he'll get about a 2 or 3 yard gain, but we see flags raining down on the turf, and I think we're going to have a hold.
Yep, and that's the initial signal from the official. So Bedford's going to lose about 10 yards on that play, back to the 36. It'll be first down and 20.
Sweep around to that outside, and we saw Henryshawn get the edge in the first half. I'm not sure who they're calling it on this time, but probably right on that edge as Tagliaferro was getting around to get outside of the formation.
Quick reminder, next Wednesday, girls soccer will host their first-round playoff game. They had a first-round bye. 3 o'clock Wednesday, the girls earned a number 3 seed with a 14-1-1 regular season record. So be sure to cheer on the Bedford girls soccer team here in their opening round of their playoffs.
Bulldogs come to the line of scrimmage, slot right, tight left. Michael takes the snap. Quick pass out to the right side. Tagliaferro on the reception, gets up the field down to about the 19-yard line, and they make up a lot of that penalty yardage and more, as it will be about a 2nd and 4.
And Grudinskis was in perfect position there to spring him and get a block on his man. He gave Tagliaferro room to gain another 5 or 6 yards on that play.
Similar set as the Bulldogs approach the line of scrimmage, slot right, tight left. Henryshawn is in the wing left. Sphere behind Michael. Takes the snap, hands the Sphere off the right side. A lot of room, getting up and down to about the 7-yard line on a tough run off tackle to the right side.
And that's going to be first and goal from the 7-yard line for the Bulldogs.
That run good for a first down.
So we've seen Sphere carrying the ball quite a bit, and that bowling ball mentality as he bounces off tacklers. He gets his shoulders going north and south, and he is a locomotive going right through the middle of that defense. So Bedford approaches the line of scrimmage. McAuliffe is tight right. Grudinskis spread way out to the left-hand side. 2 running backs in the backfield. Joe Michael pulls it down himself. He'll go up the middle and get maybe about 2 yards as he ran into a wall of Concord defenders.
Hunter Jeffers was the lead tackler there for the Tide, limiting the gain to just 3 yards there for Michael. 2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line.
And the clock still ticks here, 6.5 to go in the 3rd quarter. Bedford threatening to score after that long strike from the Crimson Tide on their opening offensive possession of the 2nd half. Looks like Coach Matthews is going to take a timeout as there's been some miscommunication with Joe Michael, his quarterback. And deep in Crimson territory, they're going to do the prudent thing of taking a timeout.
While we've got a break, let's talk about winter sports season. That's coming up.
Wow.
Planning to play a winter sport, but you haven't signed up yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Be sure to do so, signing up at the athletic webpage and completing the sign-up form. This is required for you to get tryout information and not miss a thing. And speaking of winter sports, we'll be bringing you lots of action this year. Girls and boys basketball, girls and boys hockey on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
You going to get out there for a ski meet or two, Harry?
Not with these skis. Oh, you're talking about me on the skis? No.
Well,
but,
either way, I mean, one of the Bedford High School ski team meets.
We'll have to discuss that. We'll have to see how we can do that. Maybe not live, but maybe we can bring the cameras and record a few runs. I did cover a few tournaments for the Union Leader.
Okay.
And it got awfully cold. I had to climb up the mountain, put my camera up, and catch the skiers as they went by.
Man, I thought you'd just be hanging off one of the chairlifts with your camera up there. So Bedford comes back to the line of scrimmage after their timeout. 6:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Joe Michael with Sphere behind him. Henryshawn is offset right. Play action pass. Ball's out and incomplete. He was looking for Henryshawn in the left flat. He had him, but just a little too far. As we see Play action to Sphere here on the replay.
Yeah, and I don't know if Concord knew he didn't have the ball, but Sphere had a lane right into the end zone. It would have been an easy touchdown.
He sure did. Joe Michael gets out to his left side. That's a tough throw as the quarterback is ranging to his left side, trying to throw as a right-handed quarterback. And we could see that effect as it was just out of the reach of Hendershot right at the goal line.
Clock is stopped with 6:16 left here in the third quarter.
3rd and goal from the 6. Michael has 2 backs in the backfield with him. Might see him go for that slant pass out here to Griniskis again, and there it is, and it's over his head. He had 2 hands on it. That was that same play that Griniskis scored the touchdown pass in the first quarter. Had it open, got the inside position on his cornerback, but the quarterback threw it just a little bit high. A little tongue twister there, Harry.
Yeah.
So, the kicking tee comes onto the field. Grudinskis will spot and hold. Descharme will snap. Looks to be about a 23-yard field goal. And Joe Michael will attempt to put another 3 on the board. Snap, the hold, and the kick all look good. And the referees underneath the goalposts shake their heads yes, and it will be a field goal good, 24-7, as Joe Michael's 23-yard field goal is good.
Concord able to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone after a 1st and goal situation, which is a net positive, but the field goal from Michael makes it a 3-score game here, a 17-point lead for the Bulldogs at 24-7.
So not a bad response by the Bulldogs. Of course, you'd like to get 7 out of that possession, but certainly they ate some time off of the clock. They did put points on the board, but they had to be shaken after that opening 45-yard touchdown pass to Devon Duncan for the Crimson Tide as they open the 3rd quarter.
And you'd think that Coach Matthews now is going to be looking for that play. He's going to tell his defenders to play back a little further and not let a speedster like Devon Duncan get behind him.
Certainly they're going to have to pay attention to that long ball quite a bit more. We didn't really see any attempts at a long ball in the first half from the Crimson Tide, so that's certainly going to get the Bedford defense thinking a bit more. We have Michael set to kick off here. Duncan back deep to receive, as well as Madison. The ball's going to bounce about the 23-yard line. It's fielded, come up the right-hand side, and stepped out of bounds at about the 32 or 33-yard line was Devon Duncan. I think they're going to give him the 34, so the Crimson Tide will take over on their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, Duncan had quite a head of steam coming up that sideline. If he hadn't stepped out, he might have been able to go a lot further. He shook off a lot of tackles. I'm not sure how many defenders were past that 40-yard line.
Had a glimmer of hope, a light at the end of the tunnel, but that tunnel collapsed very quickly around him. So Doward brings the Crimson Tide to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield in Champney and Madison. Wing left. O'Rourke is split to the right, but we're going to have a timeout by the Crimson Tide as there was some confusion as they got to the line of scrimmage.
Actually, it looks like Bedford called that timeout. Or did they? No, I'm sorry. They called that timeout on the last possession.
Yeah, so Coach Corcom's going to huddle up with his offense, figure out what the miscommunication was, and try to get his team on track for this 2nd possession of the 3rd quarter. Get some water in his players in the huddle, chat it over. You heading back to the Bulls game? Are they home this weekend? Or
they have the bye.
Bills?
They have a bye.
Okay. The Bills.
The Bulls, UB Bulls, my old alma mater, they are playing tomorrow afternoon. I think they are at Akron.
Okay.
So I'll be catching that. Sabres and Bruins, of course, are on right now. I'm recording the game.
Oh, so you don't want an update?
I don't want to know the score.
Okay,
don't tell
all right.
Because I'm going to get home and watch that.
All right, fair enough.
The 3-0 Sabres.
Wow, you don't hear that much.
Who would have thought?
Crimson Tide are ready to take the snap under center. Ball comes out to the right-hand side, a bootleg. And Doward doesn't have much room there, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of about 2 yards.
That looked like kind of a blown play.
It did, but he did come out and had blockers out in front of him. So you're going to see the play action.
Maybe it was just such a slow developing play. It just looked like
Talk about slow developing. Speed that up a little bit. So little play action here. Fakes the handoff. He boots. And he's got a pulling guard from the left-hand side looking for a block, but it does get blown up. So it'll be 2nd and 11 on their own 31-yard line. Play is batted there and incomplete as he was looking for Cave Madison out here to the near side boundary.
yeah, I think Parker Henderson got a paw on that one.
So we will have 3rd and 11 for the Crimson Tide and their second offensive possession here in the 3rd quarter.
You know, speaking of the Bills, they have a whole bye week to lick their wounds after that close loss on Monday night to the Tennessee Titans.
That was a tough one. Derrick Henry went nuts.
He's a monster.
So Doward brings the Crimson Tide to the line, 3rd and 11. He'll drop back to pass, looks right, has a man, and it's complete. There on the near side to Matt O'Rourke, just beyond the first down marker. So they will move it up ahead as he makes that reception at the 45-yard line. And the Sticks move up.
1st and 10 for Concord at their own 45.
Coming up on the 5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, Bedford leads 24-7.
Doward back under center, spins, hands the first man through right up the middle, and he gets tackled after a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Champney with the carry there.
Luke Champney right up the middle. You see a quick gut play right up the middle there. Some misdirection in the backfield, and they try to hit that little quick hitter up the middle. And that clock continues to tick. 4:30 left here.
Makes it 2nd and 7.
3rd quarter. Moving quickly as there have been few incompletions. A lot of ground game. Doward under center. Again to that up back.
Champney.
Quick hitter right up the middle for another 2 or 3 yard gain.
Gets him into Bedford territory up to the 49-yard line, but it'll be 3rd down and 3 or 4.
So 3rd and 4. Important 3rd down play here for the Bedford Bulldogs defense as they look to make their first stop of the 2nd half.
No doubt that Concord will use both downs if they have to.
Makes it 3rd down and 5.
Geez, I think they might punt from here. I mean, this is just inside Bedford territory if they get stopped.
With a 3-point deficit, I think they're going to go for it here. A three-score deficit.
Toss sweeps to the left-hand side. Cave Madison gets hit, and he will not make the first down. It's going to be about 4th and 2.
With the carry.
Yeah, they got that play off quickly, but Bedford shut it down.
You see that toss out to the left-hand side. He had some blockers up, but the defensive back from the outside came up, helped with contain.
Yeah, Sphere was in there too. So they are going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th and 2 from the Bedford 47-yard line.
You want your defensive line to have good discipline here. Watch the ball. Make sure that you're not getting drawn offside on a hard count. Doward comes quickly to the line. I formation behind him. Wing left, split left. Turns, hands to the second man through. He gets hit, and he gets stopped. He is not going to get that first down. Turnover on downs, and the Bulldogs will take over on their own 47-yard line.
Credit Magnus Steele for getting his hands on the running back right there. Got the paws on the back of the shirt, pulled him backwards, couldn't get any more forward momentum.
Steele, the first man there, and then he had some help from his friends. And the Bulldogs come up big.
So 2nd turnover on downs here for the Tide. That gives Bedford possession on their own 47-yard line with 2:46 to play in the 3rd quarter, leading 24-7.
So Michael brings his offense to the line. 2 backs in the backfield, tight right, split left. Henrishon wing left. Hands off. Colby Snow makes an appearance on offense and gets a big carry right away as he picks up about 17 or 18 yards on first down. We talked about Snow earlier. He has a cast on his right hand, but gets a carry here and takes care of the ball and moves the offense.
Yeah, it was about an 18-yard gain right there, down to the 31-yard line of Concord. 32-yard line is where they spot him.
So 1st and 10, the clock continues to tick. Just over 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Michael comes to the line, Sphere behind him. Snow in the slot, Grodinskis out right. McAuliffe tight left. Henryshawn up back to the left-hand side. Hard count from Michael. He'll hand to Sphere. Sphere off the left-hand side. He's got some room, and he rumbles ahead for an 11-yard gain down to the 20-yard line.
You know, Sphere just cuts through that line like he's coated in butter or something.
Yeah, honestly,
he just slides right through.
He sure does. He's coated in butter, but he also rumbles. So that was a good descriptive word there, because he is bouncing off people and, you know, breaking through tackles and picking up large chunks of yardage at a time. Michael comes to the line again, slot right, tight left. Sphere is behind him. Henryshawn wing left. Play action, looks out to the right-hand side. He's got Snow, makes the catch out in the flat, gets ahead, and he is near the goal line, but gets tackled on about the 2-yard line. Kudos to Snow with a cast on his hand making that catch. Ball was delivered on time, a little behind him. Snow adjusted to make the catch and got ahead for another 10 yards after the catch.
Yeah,
so 1st and goal from the 1.
He took 2 defenders with him to that 1-yard line, too. He was fighting for the end zone.
I'm sure he's been itching to get back there on the field with that cast or without the cast. He wants the physical contact. And he did well to get them in a 1st and goal position. Michael, 2 backs in the backfield in the shotgun. Grodinskis way out left, hands to Snow. Snow to the left side. He bowls his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Touchdown, Bedford.
So 1-yard run there for Colby Snow with 39.4 seconds remaining. Pushes the score to 30-7 with the extra point on the way.
And as you saw in the replay there, he had plenty of blockers out in front of him. Nice scheme from the Bulldogs. Gets Snow into the end zone. So 30-7 for the time being. Snap, a hold, and the kick all look good. So we have a 31-7 lead for the Bulldogs with 39 seconds left in the third quarter.
It's playoff season for girls field hockey. Their 15-1 record in the regular season. They're going to host Dover in the state quarterfinals at 2 o'clock. And one thing I want to say about Dover, the reason they're even here is they beat the Exeter Bluehawks, the #1 seed, a team they never beat, ever.
Wow.
Not in the regular season, not in the playoffs.
Like never, ever?
Never, ever, ever.
Oh, wow.
So hats off to the Green Wave for pulling that off.
Good for them. And now they have come into another steamroller of Bedford. They did make it to the playoffs, but they have a tough matchup now.
And that's going to be 2 o'clock Saturday. So come on out and cheer the Bulldogs on.
So the Bulldogs, after taking a little bit of a gut punch from the Crimson Tide, have rebounded with 10 points of their own and extend the lead back to 31-7.
Getting set to kick for Bedford. Go Michael.
Michael back to kick. Cave Madison and Devon Duncan ready to receive, but that ball goes short again. It's number 50, Doug Smith, one of the up backs. He'll receive the ball and bring it up to the 34-yard line. The exact yard line they started on in their last possession.
Actually, they'll mark them at the 39.
39, okay. There we go, 39.
They'll start this drive at their own 39.
So Doward comes to the huddle. Talks through the plays. Crimson Tide approach the line of scrimmage. Doward under center, 2 backs behind him, slot left. Tight right. Takes a snap. He's looking downfield. Pump fakes, deep ball. He's got a man wide open. nowhere near anybody, and that's Cody Rashid for a long touchdown. 61-yard touchdown pass from Doward. And he didn't have anywhere to run but towards the goal line. Nobody within 15 yards of him.
Yeah, that was another blown coverage there. I'm sure Coach Matthews will have a word with his defensive crew about leaving a man like that open down the sideline. Quick strike. I mean, they did have a 4-score lead, but it's not going to last when you let players get behind you like that.
That was erased quickly. If we can get that replay again, certainly a blown coverage on the right side of the Bedford defense. Hopefully we see that after the extra point. Kick is up and good. So it's 31-14 on a quick strike to Cody Rashid on that left side. 61-yard touchdown pass from Zach Doward. So another gut punch, Harry. You know, they score a touchdown on that 1-yard TD plunge from Snow, and the Crimson Tide come back really quickly. First play from scrimmage, and they make it a 17-point game again.
Special thanks to Girls Lacrosse and Gymnastics. They donated their time this evening to help out at the concession stand. The Bedford Bulldogs Athletic Booster Club encourages all families to swing by and grab a snack if it's not too late, and get information on how to join the bbabc.net. That's the website. Learn how you can be the Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster. Here's the replay.
Here we see the replay. We saw the cornerback hiding up on that pump fake. Great pump fake by Zach Doward. Nowhere near anybody. As it looked like the cornerback tried to bite up on that stop route, and Cody Rashid just blew by him on the outside for a quick 6 points. So the Bulldogs will send Snow and Tagliaferro deep to receive. Jacob Plant takes his steps back and is ready to kick off. 23.6 seconds left here in the third quarter. He approaches. Kicks low line driver down to the right side. Tagliaferro picks that up, cuts back to the middle, has a little bit of room. He's met there at the 35-yard line. Now he bounces to the left side. He's got some more room. Blocker's out in front. He's chased down behind, so he'll go out at the Crimson 45-yard line. Well, that's an outstanding run back by young number 23.
Yeah, the tackle there by Jackson Borkish finally got him out of bounds. But yeah, I mean, that play was down, as good as down, back at the Bedford 25-yard line. Tagliaferro just kept cutting and cutting and cutting, and was able to turn that into a much bigger gain.
Brought it all the way back across the field from the right side to the near side, his left, and got ahead for an outstanding return. So Michael now in the gun, Spear behind him, takes the snap, ball fake, back out to Tagliaferro in the flat, makes a move out and then back into the inside, and he's stacked up at the 40-yard line, but not before a 5-yard gain. See here Michael getting it out to Tagliaferro, got a block on the outside there. Tagliaferro continued to churn his legs for that 5-yard gain.
Gain of 5 in the play, makes it 2nd and 5, and that marks the end of the third.
So the third quarter comes to a close here with Bedford leading 31-14. And really the entire Crimson offense has come down to 2 deep touchdown passes. One a 45-yard touchdown pass to Duncan to open the third quarter. And then this last drive was a 1-play drive, a 61-yard touchdown pass to Cody Rashid Jabo. 12 minutes go back on the board. We will start the fourth quarter momentarily. Harry's trying to get some scores from around Division I football here in New Hampshire.
Mainly the Goffstown-Dover game. Unfortunately, not getting any information anywhere. Still just 14-0. That was the last report that we had. The game is being televised by the National Federation of High School Networks. However, you got to have a subscription to get in there. I don't have one.
You didn't get the subscription, did you?
No.
Okay.
Maybe I could flash in my media pass and they'll give me one.
I don't think that's going to take you very far, Harry. Just, trying to be honest.
We'll keep looking around. We'll try to get some info here for you as soon as we can. Big game for Bedford. Obviously, they're taking care of business here, 31-14. But they're really watching what the Goffstown Grizzlies are doing, hoping they lose at least one in the next 2 weeks.
2nd and 4 on the Concord 39-yard line. Michael ready in the gun. Slot left, but he hands to Sphere off the left-hand side. Sphere's got a lot of room. He's down to the 20, 15, 10, 5. Nobody's going to touch him. He's in for a touchdown. Logan Sphere on a 39-yard touchdown run. His bowling ball skills continue to break tackles as we see him carve up the middle of the defense.
That at the 11:51 mark. So the Bulldogs answer. Every time they give up some points, they come right back and get some points on their own.
And quietly, Logan Sphere is racking up the yardage too. That's his first touchdown on the night, but he's got to be over 100 yards now, especially with that 39-yard touchdown run. Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So the Bulldogs go back up by 24, 38-14, just seconds into the 4th quarter. You can hear this. This was nice special teams play here, as that snap was back very quickly, placed down, good hold by Gradinskis. Joe Michael swings his leg through, and on the money splits the uprights. So back to a 24-point lead.
Yeah, need to give a little credit to Gradinskis, who's been a very reliable holder and has made some quality catches. Sometimes the snap goes a little high and doesn't faze him. He's able to pull it down and get in just the right spot for Joe Michael to kick.
I've told you this a few times. I love special teams. I was a kicker back in the day. I appreciate the finer points of it. The snap, obviously the start of the whole process, but you're right. That holder is a critical part of that 1-2-3 combo.
Kind of an unsung hero.
He sure is. Usually it's the punter or wide receiver, sometimes a backup quarterback. Certainly somebody with great hands and agility to be able to, in this game, specifically in high school, put it down on the tee. In college, you don't have that tee, or in the pros, you don't have the tee for the field goals. But you have to have that sure-handed teammate who's going to get it in the right place. Joe Michael's kick is going to go down to about the 17-yard line. It's picked up there by Duncan. He brings it forward to about the 32-yard line, 31, 32-yard line, where Concord will take over on their possession. He was bouncing along that far sideline.
Yeah, I think Duncan was waiting for it to go out of bounds and then realized it wasn't going to go. Decided to make a play for it and picked up an extra 10 yards.
So Concord does get that 10-yard return from Devon Duncan, and their offense will come to the line. Dower takes a snap from under center. He rolls out right, feels pressure, and he's going to get sacked. He is sacked in the backfield by Kevin Sheridan, the sophomore, getting in quickly for that 6-yard loss.
They're going to push him back to the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 16.
On the play makes it 2nd down and 15.
And Sheridan got in there quickly. It looks like he was either unblocked or just made a great play to get around his offensive lineman, but Dower did not have much time to avoid him. $11 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Bedford leads 38-14. Doward comes to the line. Tight left, wide right. He drops back to pass. Quick pass to the outside right. He finds a man there, complete to Matt O'Rourke. And they'll get some of that yardage back lost on the sack, but it'll still be a 3rd and long.
And Joel Poltrinari was making the tackle. He closed in quickly on his man.
Ball is spotted on the 32-yard line. It'll be about a 3rd and 9 here. 3rd and a long 9. Doward comes to the line. Slot left, tight right, wing right. takes a snap from under center. He drops back. He's under pressure quickly, and he's going to be sacked way back at the 22-yard line. As the blitz was dialed up and Colin Chandonnet got in there quickly on Doward, he had no time to get that ball off.
Yeah, he made contact with him at the 25-yard line, even though he threw the quarterback Doward back another 5 yards. So they're going to mark him down at the 25, so no gain, 4th and 15.
4th and 15, they sent their punt unit on. That will be Jacob Plant. Takes a snap a little bit high, almost blocked.
Yeah, I think somebody might have got a finger on it.
And that ball is going to roll forward to about the Bedford 45-yard line, where it is touched there by the Crimson Tide.
At the Bedford 45.
So after the Crimson Tide punt, Bulldogs will take over on their own 45.
Congratulations to the Bedford volleyball team for finishing their regular season with a perfect 18-0 record, only losing one match the entire 18-game season to Wyndham, and they have earned the #1 seed and a bye. They will host a quarterfinal next Saturday, 6 p.m. here at Bedford High Gymnasium. We hope you get out there and root them on. Could be a championship season for them.
Just a dominating performance through the regular season for them. Michael has the Bulldogs back up to the line of scrimmage. He takes a snap, hands it to Sphere off the right-hand side. He keeps his legs churning, and he'll get about 5 or 6 yards on that carry.
Yeah, he dragged some Concord Crimson Tide defenders with him for the last 4 yards.
Game of 5 in the play.
So 6-yard gain. We'll have 2nd and 4 on the Concord 49-yard line.
I've got to imagine that Coach Matthews will be happy to keep the ball on the ground here, try to burn off some clock.
Sure, why not? You have a 24-point lead, just under 9 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Why not tick some time off? Perhaps in another possession, you might be able to get some of your backups in. Michael in the gun, takes a snap, rolls right, looks middle. He's going to tuck it and run. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage.
Might give him a yard.
Yeah, maybe a yard.
Kind of danced his way around that yard marker.
Yep, they do spot it at the 48, so they gave him a yard on the play, and it will be 3rd and 3. He does go out of bounds, so they stop the clock. And the Bulldogs approach the line of scrimmage again. Michael will take the snap from the gun.
Like a blitz possibly.
Toss sweep to the left-hand side. Sphere is going to take it around the left side. He's got a lot of room. He's got blockers in front of him. Weaves and gets down to about the 30-yard line on a 22-yard gain. No, 17-yard gain.
Tackle made by
Yeah, I think Concord was sending the blitz on that play,
Borkish.
and a sweep to the left was a perfect complement play to that, because it just caught the defenders rushing the quarterback, and they had and Sphere had a lane to his left and picked up big yardage there for another 1st down.
Got the edge. That's the key. Once you get outside of that front 7 and you have blockers in front of you, it's trouble for the defense. So Michael is in the gun again. He has 2 backs in the backfield. Henry Shawn on the wing right. Handoff to Snow. He goes around the right-hand side. He's got a head of steam. Plows ahead to about the 18-yard line. And that'll be a 12-yard gain for Colby Snow. You see there, good blocking outside. Had Grudinskis tying up the cornerback. Stock blocks. Those are tough on the outside.
Isaiah Turner for Concord, along with Duncan on the tackle.
And we're going to have a timeout for an injured player on about the 25-yard line. One of the Concord players is having a tough time.
That's number 11.
Looks like Isaiah Turner, who you mentioned was on the tackle there. So the Bulldogs driving here again. After that last possession, they had a 39-yard touchdown run by Sphere, as they were answering the long pass from the Concord offense, the 61-yard touchdown pass to Cody Rashid. Injured player is off the field now, and the Bulldogs approach the line of scrimmage. Slot left, wing left. Sphere is behind Michael. Michael takes the snap from the gun. Quick pass out to the left-hand side. Gradinskis makes some moves, gets wrapped up, and finally goes down at about the 17-yard line for maybe a yard or two on the gain.
Nice tackle on the play.
That was a good play by Devon Duncan. He sniffed it out and wound up throwing him back a ways and let his teammates make the tackle for not so much gain.
So just under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Bedford is driving. 2nd and 8 on the Crimson 16-yard line. They hold a 38-14 lead. And Joe Michael brings his offense to the line again. Over shift to the right-hand side. Hand to Sphere. He goes to the right-hand side. He's got some room up the middle. And gets it down to about the 7-yard line, and he'll move the chains. It'll be 1st and goal from the 7.
Devon Duncan.
This Sunday is the Head of the Charles crew competition, and Bedford is going to be sending their crew team out there.
Huge event down in Cambridge. That's a fun one to watch. I'm not sure if you've ever been down there.
29 rowers from Bedford will be going down, so congratulations to those fine young girls and boys.
High schools from all over New England, colleges from all over the nation. It's a great event. Michael in the gun, Sphere behind him. In motion is Snow. Michael goes to the left-hand side. He's got some room, and he's into the touchdown. End zone run, about a 7-yard run for Joe Michael. And he's going to extend the Bedford Bulldogs lead on a 6-yard touchdown run.
Michael was going to sweep, and he decided to cut inside. I don't know if he saw an opening and decided to take it on his own, but it worked and got him in the end zone.
Well, and he faked out outside too. He bounced out to the left, jabbed his left foot to cut back into the middle. We're going to have offsides on Concord.
Matt O'Rourke jumped the gun there, number 4.
So half the distance to the goal. And they might try a 2-point conversion from here.
It looks like that's what they're going to do here.
So the ball gets respotted on the 1.5-yard line, and it looks like the offense comes back onto the field. From a 1.5 yards out, Snow and Sphere are in with Gradinskis, McAuliffe, and Henrishon. Michael will take the snap. Overshift right. I'm thinking they're just going to turn and hand to Sphere off the right-hand side, and that's what they do. And Sphere is in relatively untouched until he bowls Colby Snow over in the end zone.
Yeah.
But the 2-point conversion is good, and the Bulldogs go up 46-14 with 5:48 left in the fourth quarter. The Bedford band is excited about that one.
They're playing the fight song, getting the fans here all fired up. And there's going to be a lot more to get fired up with here at Bedford High Stadium, as next Wednesday girls soccer will host their first round playoff game at 3 p.m. here at Bulldog Stadium. The number 3 seeded Bulldogs finished with a 14-1-1 record in the regular season.
Does it say who they play?
No, I don't. I believe the teams are playing this weekend.
Still being determined.
We'll find out. Yes,
okay.
TBD.
TBD. Okay. So I know the JV girls soccer tournament is tomorrow. The Bulldogs bring a strong JV team to that one this year. Joe Michael's back to kick. Deep are Cave Madison and Devon Duncan. Duncan will take it at about the 14-yard line. Shimmy shakes and gets out to about the 32 or 33-yard line. You see him take that ball deep, get through a couple of kickoff coverage men for Bedford, out to the 32-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Concord on their own 32.
Start this drive at their own 32.
Don't forget, we'll be on the air next week, Friday night, senior night, 7 p.m. kickoff. The Bulldogs finish out the regular season against Spalding.
Start early. Start earlier.
Currently winless, as far as we know. Playing the Memorial Crusaders, who are also winless.
Doward brings the Concord Crimson Tide to the line, man in motion. He'll hand to the motion man. Gets around to the left-hand side. That
Fumble.
ball is on the ground, though. Fumbled by Cave Madison. Picked up by Sabati. Down to about the 12-yard line as that ball popped up late in the run.
And Devon Duncan saved the touchdown there. Came out of nowhere to tackle Chabati.
See Sabati scoop it right up there, and as you mentioned, Duncan with a touchdown-saving tackle there on the 12-yard line to prevent a score on that play. But a tough turnover there by Cave Madison. He had some yardage too. It looked like he had about an 8 or 10-yard gain going before that ball popped out.
So Bedford on offense again. They're at the 12-yard line. 5:30 to go with a 46-14 lead. The Tide showed a little bit of life this half. 2 big long throw touchdowns. Nothing else to show for it, though.
Michael in the gun takes a snap, gives to Colby Snow off the left-hand side, has a blocker, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 1 snap, 1 play, 1 touchdown. Colby Snow, number 6, gets his 2nd touchdown run of the game. 12 yards out. Bulldogs go up 52-14 for now with the extra point to ensue.
And I believe this will get us into run time. A lead of 35 points or more.
Snap is back, the hold is down, and the kick bounces off the left upright. It is no good. So it will stay 52-14. But that is quite a margin. We see here on the replay, Snow, just a simple off the left-hand side, had Sphere out ahead of him with a good lead block. You could drive a truck through that hole, and Colby Snow certainly did for the 12-yard touchdown run. It seems like the Concord defense is fading here a little bit, maybe getting a little tired.
Yeah, I was going to say that they're probably getting a combination of tired and a bit demoralized here at this point. Running for the bus.
So I imagine we'll see some substitutions on both sides of the ball for the Bulldogs at this point. Joe Michael will not be substituted. He's going to have the kickoff duties here from his own 40-yard line. 5:25 left here in the game, and a 52-14 lead for the Bulldogs. Deep to receive are Matt O'Rourke and Devon Duncan. O'Rourke takes the ball. He'll head up the right-hand side. Gets out to about the 34-yard line. We'll mark him out at the 35.
You know, despite the score, I think a player like Devon Duncan has really stood out today. His athleticism really comes through on both sides of the ball.
Sure does. His speed has been a game changer for them, at least. A couple of crucial tackles, a deep touchdown to him early in the 3rd quarter, the 45-yard touchdown pass from Doward. Yeah, he has been a standout on both sides of the ball. And certainly the tackle on Sabati on that fumble return.
Absolutely.
So Doward back under center, I formation behind him. Slot right. Takes a snap under center. Off tackle left, gets up to the 40-yard line. That is Jamari Arzu on the carry. 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Congratulations to the Bedford golf team capturing their 10th state championship at Overlook Golf Club last weekend. The team played 6 golfers in the top 20 and earned the victory over Exeter by 6 shots.
I formation behind Doward. He'll hand again to Arzu. He gets stacked up by Thomas Rice on the tackle there. 1 yard gain, 3rd and 4. Clock is ticking, under 4 minutes to go here. Some Rolling Stones being played by the marching band here, a little painted black.
And of course the Bulldogs clad in black.
Doward under center, gives the first man through. He has some room. 10-yard gain there for Luke Champney. Caught the defensive line a little bit off guard with a little misdirection. First man through. And the ball will be spotted on the Bedford 49-yard line, just over 3 minutes to go.
Bedford 49.
Bedford Athletic Boosters Club, thanking their generous sponsors while we have time here before the game ends. Spectrum Marketing, Gear Up Bedford. I'll wait to your play call here.
No problem. Doward under center, 2 backs in the backfield. He sets, drops, 5-step drop, looks to the left-hand side. He's feeling pressure now and will get sacked. Pursuit from the backside by Jack Riso. Good hustle there for the sophomore.
Jack Rizzo.
Looks like he might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage, so I'm not sure if he'll get credit for the sack. Harry, go ahead with your plug.
Andrande Management Group, Wicked Good Butcher.
There you go.
New Hampshire Orthopedic Center, BEI Network, London Family Orthodontics, Liberty Hill Construction, Realty One Group Next Level, and River Road Pediatrics. Thank you for your support of Bedford Athletics.
Doward brings Concord to the line, under center. Man in motion, handed to the motion man, out to the left-hand side. It's fumbled. The ball is still on the ground. It does get tapped back into play. Excellent play, but it is covered by Concord. Heads-up play there by Alex Gradinskis as the ball was looking like it was going to go out of bounds. Right here, you see him tap it back into play. If that ball goes out, it's automatically Concord's ball.
He also gave a little sugar push in the back to the Concord runner, 24, Luke Champney.
Keep that ball on the ground, give your teammates a chance to get the ball. As it is, Concord does cover it, and it will be a long 3rd and light years play for Concord.
Yeah, they lost 12 yards on that play.
Doward takes a snap, 5-step drop, looks left, ball is deep, it's up, and he has a man, it's complete. Down to the 10-yard line is Cave Madison on a long completion from Doward on the left-hand side. He threw that ball up, good arm strength, got it deep, and Madison was about 5 yards behind his defender.
That was a good, almost 50-yard throw in the air.
Josh Attar, I believe, was back there in coverage. And yes, it was about 50 yards in the air. And Madison was tracking it the whole way and made the reception. And now Concord has a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Doward takes a snap, looks left. Getting tracked back there by the defensive line, and he's going to go down for a 1-yard loss.
Clock is running. If they want to get away with a touchdown attempt here, they've got 20 seconds to do it.
Actually, it does look like he got back to the original line of scrimmage, but they are going to need to hustle as it's under 15 seconds to go in the game. Doward calling the play in the huddle. It's 10 now. They take a timeout so they can get at least one play off here to try to get back on the scoreboard.
I think you owe it to the kids to at least get into the end zone after a game like this where they give up 52 points. You want to give them something to feel good about.
Sure, why not?
You've got one more timeout after this. Try for the end zone. If it doesn't work, try it again.
Yeah, and it looked bleak there on that 3rd and 22 or so. That bomb down the left-hand side as Doward found Madison for a big pickup.
That's been the most effective play for Concord today is the long throws. They had 2 touchdowns on very long throws, and of course they got out of a 3rd and long right there with a 50-yard pass.
Lulling the defensive backfield to sleep for the Bulldogs, as most of those plays have been around the line of scrimmage. A lot of run plays, a lot of short passes, but those 3 big hits the 45-yard touchdown pass, the 61-yard touchdown pass, and that one was, geez, it had to be about another 60-yard pickup there down to the 10-yard line. Probably more. Weren't they back down at the what about the 30-yard line for scrimmage?
Just about.
So yeah, about a, let's see, 40 and 20, yeah, 60-yard pass. Doward now takes the snap. We're going to have a whistle, though, and a flag comes down. Delay of game on Concord, so that'll back them up 5 yards.
And the clock does stop here on the penalty. 7.1 to go.
That's a dead ball foul, though, so they're going to reset that. I believe they'll reset that. Right now it shows 7.1 seconds to go, but since that was a dead ball, that should go back on the clock, but it won't. Anyway.
Kind of meaningless at this point. I think there's still enough time to get 2 plays off.
2nd and 15.
That brings up 2nd and goal from the 15.
Excuse me, 2nd and goal from the 15. Doward under center. Takes the snap, but the ball is on the ground. And that is a scrum underneath.
Bedford gets it.
Bedford signals they have it, and so does the referee, and time runs out.
That is the game.